Do you guys remember when Arsenal fans were very upset that Amari Hutchinson departed Arsenal for Chelsea? It was seen as a coup for Chelsea and a bitter pill to swallow for Arsenal. In relation to that move and all the variables, there are three sides to every story: Amari's side, Arsenal side, and a cold-hearted truth. And I believe one day everything will come to light and fans will look at that in a bit of a different light. But specific to this video, Arsenal Football Club could be about to enact revenge. Revenge is a dish best served cold, as we could be about to sign, if reports are true from the Romanos to the secret scouts of this world, if reports are true that we are about to sign one of Cobham's greatest academy talents in the current day, people. He's widely regarded once again as one of the greatest talents in recent times to come out of Chelsea. Ryan's a very talented player, and this is a coup. You know, we've seen the rumours from the David Ornsteins and whatnot of this world, people, in which Arsenal are looking to revamp their academy. You've seen rumours around us poaching English talent of all ages, Scottish, Irish. In fact, where the Republic and Northern Ireland's concerned, there's even rumours we're going to be starting our own academy there. Let's be honest, as much as I love Arsenal Football Club and Haylen and the Haylen grads, people, we're doing ourselves a disservice in how we're making money off these players and actually how competitive Arsenal Football Club are under 18s and 21s are, if I'm honest. You know, our under 18s is going to be quite depleted and our 21s are. There's been a number of departures. A lot of those footballers need first team football. So we do need to sign players. Now, Ryan, for me, I'm lost for words. He's a great player, and I really hope these rumors come true. Again, I'm not here to say he's going to be the next this, that, and the third and be a world-class player. I hope he could if he signs for Arsenal, and we wish every IC3 the best, people. But we have to let the 15-year-old develop. But there's a lot to like about him, and I believe, you know, what I mean by the best of both worlds. There's reasons specifically beyond the obvious why Chelsea fans would be upset and why Arsenal fans would be happy. Now, for me, he comes, assuming he signs for Arsenal, he comes with a strong pedigree. He's represented England at youth level, and I think he's a typical Cobham talent. If you don't know what Cobham is, that's Chelsea's academy base. As I was saying, I believe he's a typical Cobham talent in that he's a very well-rounded, high football IQ sort of footballer. Chelsea always kind of do that, and why I think Arsenal fans would fall in love with him first and foremost. He's very good in terms of his low center of gravity, his ball retention, his balance, his drop of a shoulder. You know, he can dribble, he can carry a ball. You know, he's very good in tight spaces. He plays with his head up. He's extremely versatile. In many ways, I don't want to compare them, and they're two different players, but in many ways, I think he mimics kind of Ethan Nwaneri in many ways, in that Ethan, in my opinion, his future lies as a 10 as an 8, but in the modern day you need to be able to play a bunch of roles, and I do think in the short and medium term Ethan could actually be an option for Arsenal to some degree out wide. And I believe the same where Ryan's concerned, man. I think he can play up front and does quite well up front, and again with the Chido Obi Martin rumours that he could be leaving and signing for Bayern Munich, that would obviously be somewhat of a direct replacement to help our under 18s and long-term push into the 21s. I do think he can operate as a striker. I actually wouldn't rule out him being able to cut his teeth as a winger, alluding to what I've just said. He's obviously at home as a number 10. I actually think with a bit more experience, he could play as an 8. So in that many ways, he would be a manager's dream, and it speaks volumes of his footballing intelligence and his ability to learn. I really think he's a good player. He's got a wonderful left foot as well, if I'm honest with you. Really good footballer, and I've got a lot of time for him. And among everything is his consistency and his intelligence. Now, I think every academy has to be prepared to lose talents, no matter how hard they try to keep them. It's the belly of the beast, really. You know, again, we know the dynamics, for young academy players. You know, you look at Chelsea, you look at Arsenal, you're competing with some of the most talented players from abroad / your own country in the academy. And then if you do step up into the first team, you've got players that have been bought for multi-millions of pounds. If we do sign Ryan and he progresses to the first team, amazing stuff. If not, and we can make a handsome profit of him, I'm honest. I'm over the moon. Let's be honest. Once again, our under 18s and 21s, they've been doing our football club a disservice. Not in the sense of the coaches or the players. I just feel we've got a lot more to offer, and we need a competitive squad. The Mileses and the Ethans of this world have progressed to the 21s. Assuming Chido Obi Martin stays, you'd imagine he'd start the campaign for our under 18s before obviously playing for the 21s, and that would obviously leave a depleted under-18 side, in which I think we've got a good crop of players. If you add Ryan, for the purpose of this video, into the many first-year scholars that we've got coming through, and a couple of schoolboys like Dolman and whatnot, there's a good bunch of players to actually do some good things. In fact, a couple of the first-year scholars, which for next season will be second-year scholars, I actually feel there's a good bunch of players. And I think where Ryan's concerned, especially if you lose Cheeto, he's got that X factor. He's, you know, I'm not comparing him, but it's like, oh, it's like PSG with Neymar sort of thing. You've got good players, but Neymar makes the difference. And I think you do need a couple of those difference makers in that regards, especially where we'd be losing a player with the X factor like Cheeto Obi Martin. And I like him a lot. At 15, he plays with his head up. There's many ways that he plays like a 15-year-old, but there's also many ways to see that he appears mature beyond his years, and it'll be a coup. Now, allegedly, Manchester City wanted him. Apparently, Liverpool wanted him. You know, it would be a really quality addition for our football club, and one that I think Arsenal fans would be excited about in the short, medium, and long term. So, in short, I hope this is something that gets done. I think he's got the raw fundamentals of what you'd expect of a Chelsea academy grad. I think he's got the fundamentals that us Arsenal fans come to love. You know, he's a good dribbler. He's great in tight spaces. Can kind of play as a 10. You know, all the things I've said. I think Arsenal fans would fall in love with him. I think it'd be a good signing, and it's testament to Arsenal Football Club, really, because if you've got Liverpool, City, I'm sure clubs from abroad or clubs in the lower leagues in the Championship or whatever with lesser resources had to have been sniffing around a talented Cobham boy that's represented England. So if Arsenal have been able to sell him the best project of how he can improve and how he ties in here in the short, medium, and long term, it's a great bit of business, and it's a busy summer at all levels for Arsenal. As you know, where the first team's concerned, several players need to be brought in, several players need to be brought out, several players have departed or departing at 21's level, and just generally, we probably, quite simply, you know, for the quality players we do have across the 21's and 18's, we need to marry that with some external quality, because there is quite the drop off, if I'm honest, and you do get the vibe that unfortunately a lot of the players are just there so we can make up the numbers, if I'm honest with you. Our academy, I won't quite say needs a revamp, because it'd be disrespectful. I can't comment on something I'm not in. But as a neutral, I do think we've got a lot more to give at academy level. And I do think Ryan's addition to this football club, assuming it happens once again, because it's not actually gone through, would be the step in the right direction. And I'd be excited to not just see him, but the group of the group of first year scholars for our under 18s next season. And I'd love to see our second year scholars with a bit more experience. And I'm actually very intrigued with what we do at 21's level, people. So yeah, man, assuming we sign him, big him up. You'd imagine he's been given an assurance of a pro deal when he turns 17. He obviously might feel him along with his family that this is the best project for him. So testament to Arsenal for selling him that and whatnot. So we wish Ryan the best. And again, assuming he signs for the football club, welcome, my guy. So yeah, man, hope it happens. Look forward to seeing his development. And it's a bit of revenge. Smash the like button, comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on that note. Peace.